In today's video, Paddy Pimblett reveals he has to lose 50 pounds before his next fight. KHABIB gives his prediction for Islam Makhachev versus Alex Volkanovski. Bisping and Smith criticize Tyron Woodley for chasing a fight with KSI. Schaub reacts to Joe Rogan's sanctioned cheating comments. Sean O'Malley reveals Dana White promised him a title shot next. And Dana White gives an update on Jon Jones' return. Paddy Pimblett reveals he has to lose 50 pounds before his UFC 282 fight with Jared Gordon. Speaking on his YouTube channel, the baddie explained his process for losing that amount of weight. He said, "There's no rocket science to it. It's not hard. Get yourself in a calorie deficit. Why do you think I get so fat? Because I've got to go from eating 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day to eating 8,000 calories a day. That's why the weight piles on, and that's why it comes off so easy. Where I'm at now, I've got like 9 kilos, which is approximately 20 pounds to lose. I've done more than that overnight. I've done 8.4 kilos, which is approximately 18 pounds overnight before. I can do 9 kilos in 4 weeks." Paddy also said that his last training camp before the Jordan Levitt fight was the worst camp of his life because he had to cut 44 pounds in just 7 weeks. He said, "Last camp was one of the worst camps of my life. The day I got back from America, I had like 7 weeks to make weight. The UFC just announced that date and I was like, I'm going to have to fight on it, aren't I? It's in the O2. I had 7 weeks to lose like 20 kilos, approximately 44 pounds, and I did it." Coach KHABIB NURMAGOMEDOV has shared his thoughts on the Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski matchup. While speaking during a recent press conference in Toronto, KHABIB said that Volkanovski is going to be a tougher fight than Charles Oliveira. However, he still believes Islam will be able to finish the featherweight champion.
Next fight, Islam next fight?
Islam's next fight. What's the prediction?
It's gonna be... I told Islam, like, even before last fight, with Charles Oliveira, I told him, like, Volkanovski is gonna be tougher than Charles Oliveira, like, before the fight, because he was like, if Charles don't make weight, Volkanovski is supposed to fight with him, and, like, I think is like, he have good experience, of course, like, experience, like Charles and Volkanovski, they have same, okay, they have both good experience. But if you talk about like fighting IQ and big heart, I think Volkanovski is better than him. And I think Volkanovski gonna be tougher opponent for Islam than Charles Oliveira. But anyways, who cares? We're gonna finish this guy.
Speaking on the most recent episode of the Believe You Me podcast, Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith criticized Tyron Woodley for desperately chasing a fight with YouTuber KSI. Bisping and Smith both believe that a former UFC champion such as Woodley should not be calling out some YouTuber to get a big paycheck. Here's the clip.
When Tyron Woodley called out KSI, like, what are you doing? Like, you are a goddamn former world champion with multiple title defenses. Why are you chasing a YouTuber? Number one, chasing. Like, I know I said this before, but like,
did you see his post today?
Tyron?
Yeah, he posted a contract for KSI with weight stipulations, and he's saying he's trying to get me to fight him dehydrated. So he's weighing at 170, but couldn't be something like 185. Couldn't be more than that. Well, that's fine. Number one, I don't see an issue with that because often that it does happen.
Yeah.
But B, he's going with Dylan Dennis. Let it go. Don't be so desperate. I mean, I get it. There's probably money there.
The desperate, I get it. There's money there, but I think we all know that I've always chosen pride over money, and maybe I'm the idiot. I don't know, but it's just I hate seeing it. You know, like, do you need it that bad? Like, is that where we're at? Like,
Bisping and Smith later said that looking at it from a different perspective, they do understand Woodley if he wants to make a good living for him and his family. What do you guys think of Woodley desperately trying to fight KSI? Let us know in the comments below. Joe Rogan recently said on his podcast that Alex Pereira's extreme weight cutting is sanctioned cheating. Now, Rogan's longtime friend Brendan Schaub reacted to Joe's comments and explained why he doesn't agree with that statement. Here's the clip.
He was enormous in that fight, remember?
Yeah, but he's compromised too. I don't agree with that. It's what wrestling's been doing for years.
Yeah, but he's saying that everyone does it, but it's just his opinions. It's still sanctioning cheating, but everyone does it.
I mean, it can be an advantage, right? Especially if you're good at it. But with Pereira, I wouldn't call it cheating. I wouldn't call it cheating.
No, because they made weight.
Yeah, they literally weigh the same on the scale, and then he balloons back up. If anything, that's what makes Pereira kind of special, is he can cut that weight, and he still had cardio for 5 rounds. Most guys cut all that weight by that 5th round, they're screwed. It's definitely an advantage, but an advantage early on. Usually as the fight goes on, it's not, but Pereira didn't seem to fade away with it.
Sean O'Malley reveals he's been promised a title shot next. O'Malley picked up the biggest win of his career at UFC 280 as he beat Petr Yan by split decision. Since the fight, many have wondered what would be next for O'Malley, but now it looks like it's set. According to Sugar, who just sat down with Dana White and Sean Shelby, he will be fighting for the belt in his next fight. He said this during an interview with ESPN MMA.
The people want to see the champ fight. I think Henry versus Aljo in March makes sense if Henry really is serious about coming back, which kind of seems like he is. And then I'd like to fight the winner of that. So it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen next. So I'm just kind of waiting to see where that goes. But yeah.
Your next fight might be for the belt, but you may not necessarily be getting the next title shot against Aljo. He might fight Cejudo first.
Yeah, correct. Which is, fine with me. I'm not too worried about it. I know my next fight is for the title, so.
They told you in Vegas that regardless of how things shake out, your next fight is for the title. Is that fair?
That's accurate, yes.
Okay, fair enough.
O'Malley also believes he's the biggest fight in the bantamweight division and thinks that him versus Cejudo is a bigger fight than him versus Sterling.
Doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Anybody I fight, it's going to be the biggest fight in the division. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell him. I am obviously the biggest fight. I feel like me versus Henry is a bigger fight than me versus Aljo. If you're talking number-wise, which is maybe not that big of a difference because Henry and Aljo are pretty similar when it comes to draws, which is kind of weak. But I'm as excited as everyone to figure out how this all plays out.
UFC President Dana White confirms Jon Jones will 100% make his return in 2023. During a recent appearance on the Zach Gelb Show, White revealed fans will have to wait a little while longer to see Jones make his eagerly anticipated heavyweight debut. White also said that when Jones does return to fighting, he's likely to be matched up against Francis Ngannou or Stipe Miocic.
I got a lot of tweets and messages about Stipe and Jon Jones. Is that ever going to happen?
Well, Jon Jones will fight next year, too. Whether it's Stipe, Francis Ngannou, or whoever, we don't know yet.
Do you feel pressure from the fans to give them Stipe and Jon Jones, how much Jon Jones has talked about it?
No, I mean, I never feel pressure like that. My job is to always put on the best fights in the world so the fans get excited and want to see them. So that's what we do. But there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of different things have to happen to make certain fights happen.
But you fully expect Jon Jones in 2023 to be fighting for you guys?
100%.
And here are the top 3 funniest memes we found on the internet today. Third place was found over Facebook and was posted by a user named Jamie Burgess. Second place was found over Reddit and was posted by a user named Hole Up. And our top pick was found over Facebook and was posted by a user named Chad Mwizo. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.